They thought the blue dog was already dead. But when the biker got closer, the animal opened one eye, and what happened next would change an entire family's life forever. Rain dripped from overflowing dumpsters in a forgotten alley behind an old strip mall in New Jersey. People walked past. Cars drove by. Nobody stopped. Because from a distance, the animal lying against the brick wall looked like a pile of garbage until he moved. Barely. His body was covered in bright blue paint from head to tail, his ribs pushed through his skin. His fur was matted with dirt, and his breathing was so weak that most people assumed he wouldn't survive the night. Then came the sound of a motorcycle. Daniel Carter, a father of two, was heading home after a long shift when something caught his attention. At first, he kept riding, then a feeling in his gut made him turn around. 30 seconds later, he was standing in front of the strangest and saddest sight he'd ever seen. The dog didn't bark, didn't growl, didn't even try to run. He simply stared at Daniel with exhausted eyes. Eyes that seemed to say, "Please don't leave me too." Daniel knelt beside him. The dog's body trembled violently. The blue paint covering him had hardened in places and irritated his skin. Some areas were raw and inflamed. When Daniel touched him gently, the dog flinched. Not from aggression, from fear. The kind of fear that only comes from being hurt too many times. Daniel removed his leather jacket and wrapped it around the fragile animal, and for the first time that day, the dog relaxed, just a little. That was all Daniel needed. Within minutes, they were rushing toward an emergency veterinary clinic. The diagnosis was devastating: severe malnutrition, dangerous dehydration, skin damage, possible infection. The veterinarian quietly pulled Daniel aside. The next few days are critical. Daniel understood exactly what that meant. The dog might not make it. But when Daniel arrived home and explained everything to his family, nobody suggested giving up, especially not his 12-year-old daughter, Emily. The moment she saw the dog, lying weakly on a blanket in their living room, tears filled her eyes. "Dad, what is it? Can we save him?" Daniel looked at the frightened animal. "We're going to try." Emily smiled softly. "Then I want to call him Blue." And just like that, the forgotten dog had a name. But having a name didn't guarantee a future. The first week was brutal. Blue barely ate, barely moved, barely slept. Several nights, Daniel woke up expecting the worst. Emily spent hours sitting beside him after school, reading books, talking about her day, telling him stories he probably couldn't understand. Or maybe he could. Because whenever Emily spoke, Blue listened. One evening, something happened. Emily was reading quietly when she felt a cold nose touch her hand. She looked down. Blue had lifted his head. For the first time, his tail moved. Just once, Emily burst into tears, and so did her mother. Because after days of uncertainty, it was the first sign that Blue wanted to fight. From that moment, progress came slowly, but it came. Every meal, every bath, every step, every tail wag, every small victory felt enormous. Weeks turned into months. The blue paint eventually disappeared. The wounds healed. The bones hidden beneath his skin became strong muscles, and the frightened dog from the alley slowly transformed into a completely different animal. Then came a moment nobody in the Carter family would ever forget. One sunny afternoon, Daniel opened the gate to their newly purchased countryside property. Acres of green fields stretched as far as the eye could see. Blue stood still, looking, waiting, unsure. Then Emily whispered, "Go on, buddy." Blue took off. Faster than anyone thought possible. Across the grass, through the fields, over small hills, his ears flying, his tail wagging wildly, running as if he were trying to make up for every day of freedom he had ever lost. Daniel watched quietly. Tears rolled down his face. Because the dog who had once been abandoned and left to die was finally free. But Blue wasn't finished changing lives. A year later, Emily faced one of the hardest periods of her young life. New school, few friends, constant loneliness. Many afternoons, she sat alone outside crying. And every single time, Blue found her, without fail. He would walk over, rest his head in her lap, and stay beside her until she smiled again. The family had rescued Blue, but somehow, Blue had rescued them too. Today, Blue lives on the farm with several other rescue dogs. He spends his mornings chasing butterflies across open fields, his afternoons exploring trails, and his evenings curled up beside the family that refused to give up on him. Visitors who meet him can't believe his story. They see a happy dog, a healthy dog, a loved dog, not the starving blue animal abandoned in an alley years ago. Inspired by his incredible journey, Emily eventually wrote a children's book based on Blue's life. The story spread far beyond their small town, touching thousands of hearts, reminding people of something important. Most people drove past. Most people looked away. Most people assumed someone else would help. But one biker stopped. One family cared. One act of compassion changed everything. And because of that choice, a dog, who was supposed to die alone in a New Jersey alley, now spends every day running free beneath an endless American sky.